Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kavita Agrawal, the founder of EXP Invest. And as you might know, I'm coming live after a very long time. It's almost been a month that I'm doing a live session. A lot has happened: health, surgery, moved, set up a new house, started a new health routine. So now finally, I feel like I'm in a place where I can start doing this again. How regularly, I still don't know. I'm still going to try to squeeze this into my routine. Initially, I think I'm going to be random about it, but I will try to come up with a schedule. If you have suggestions as to which days and which times are best, don't forget to drop it in the comment. I will definitely take it into consideration as I move towards making a decision. Now, today's agenda, we are here to talk about the stock listed with a ticker name NH or the name Narayana Hrudayalaya Limited. So, we had a recommendation in this stock and it has triggered target today in just 6 days, helping our members earn 12%. So the target came by pretty swiftly, and the trade setup was very interesting. So I want to take you through the charts and showcase to you what was it that I looked for in this, and what compelled me to take up this trade setup and recommend it to my members. Hold on, let me just make sure is the best possible. Hopefully, you can hear me a little bit better now. Okay, before we start into the main thing. If any me because I'm doing the live session without my original setup, so I don't have my mic and stuff. I'm using my earphones, but I just saw that you can hear me crystal clear. So if anybody inserting a comment and letting me know that you can hear me clearly, I'll be really to you. Right, but nobody, everybody's feeling too shy to comment. No worries. Um, can't hear you clearly. Okay. I'm using my earphones. Maybe the earphones are a problem. So right. So now I'm simply using the built-in microphone of my laptop. Does this sound better? Can anyone give me a confirmation again? Sorry, I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing live session after a long time and I don't have my usual setup. So I'd appreciate the help here. Well, since nobody's complaining about the voice, I am going to continue with the session. So let's share my screen. You can see the trading view profile screen kind of the stock Narayana Hrudayalaya. Today it was up almost 15%. So let's go to the chart and let's assess what went on. So now this stock, let's start from a higher time frame. So this stock has been part of my watch list for quite a while. Um, and the reason why it was part of my watch list was because of this massive rally. Now, I have a tendency to not jump into rallies when they're very hot. I wait for a breather, I wait for the stocks to come down slightly and then participate in the trade. Now, this In doing this, I can monitor a trade for as much as 6 months, years, even multi years, right? That is how I have been able to catch multi bagger rallies for my long term plan in stocks. So, because of my system, I'm able to follow through stocks very well. So, now because the stock has been super hot, we've been monitoring the stock for a while. And when it took this correction, I was waiting for a signal of reversal over here. So, if you notice the RSI on this 25 period daily chart, so 25 period RSI on the daily chart, you will notice the RSI has been extremely overbought. This clearly explains that the underlying trend is bullish, and you will see here some of my candles are thicker, especially the green candles are really fat. What this helps me see, I'm using the volume candles. What this helps me see is that these volumes or these candles have moved with heavy volumes. So, because all the way to the top, I can see that the stock has moved up with strong volume support. This tells me that the trend that has unfolded so far, that is this entire trend, is still very bullish at the time this correction has started. What that means is that this correction, which has unfolded so far, is only a temporary correction. So I needed to observe the broader trend and wait for the point where a confirmation signal came that the trend momentum was reversing towards positive in the short term. So another positive thing was that this correction, when it unfolded, it did not go below this low, right? It did not go below this low. Why? Why is this important? Because if this correction had gone below this particular low, then this would have created a lower low, breaking price structure. It did not do that, which is great news for us. Secondly, on the RSI also, it did not break below the level of 40, it sustained it. Again, it respected the momentum support also. And then third, when I came to the 75-minute time frame, it was giving me all the right signals. A massive positive divergence on the 75-minute time frame indicates that the bearish trend, which is unfolding on the 75-minute chart, is coming to an end. And then over here, the 75-minute chart went overbought by breaking above the level of 60. And then when it came down on correction, it was again respecting the level of 40, showing to me that the momentum was also shifting into a positive range, positive structure. Therefore, when I saw that the price had given me one final pull back here, which was honestly lucky, I wasn't expecting the price to pull back, but I did not want to buy the stock when the RSI was above 60. No, I don't do that. So as soon as I got an alert that the price had pulled back to this green line that you can see, which is the 100 EMA, or this level of 40. So I got both these alerts on this particular day, because you can see this was a pretty sharp downside, right? So briefly, my RSI on 75-minute time frame had also given me the signal that 40 has been touched. So as soon as I got that, I went ahead and executed my order. And then, as you can see, the stock did come down lower. It came so close to my stop loss because my stop loss was set on the basis of the support zone that the price has been taking so long. And then, with that stop loss in place, I simply waited for the stock to do its thing. Between the day I gave the recommendation and bought the stock in my client's account, you can see that within a matter of just 6 days, the stock went up and achieved my target. So my target was at the price of 224, and this price actually went as high as the level of 2100, touching the trend line that I have drawn. But I wanted a conservative target to begin with, so I used this high because this setup was mostly on the basis of the 75-minute time frame signal. So on the basis of 75-minute time frame, I chose the most recent high and set my target there. Now, looking forward, so this is the story of how I picked up this awesome stock, waited for it for weeks, and that waiting and perseverance helped me make this profit of 12% in just 6 days. This was not a lucky shot. This was method, practice, and patience. Now, if you want to be part of the short term plan where I give such recommendations, you can join that from the description below. If you want to learn how to pick up such stocks, you can also join my advanced swing trade training program. Also, the link is in the description for you. Now, talking about the future, because I'm sure a lot of you are curious about what to expect in the stock. I'm sure a lot of you are wondering if this is a stock to enter now, I will tell you the same thing again, that the stock is too hot right now to touch. And the fact that the volume profile is so amazing tells me that this upside is expected to continue. So for me, because my target has been booked now, I think a pullback to this previous resistance can be expected. So this is the previous high, that is what I call it. So I would wait for the stock to give me like a pull back to this level. So 7.5% decline. And this is potentially where I would wait for re-entry. Now, because the 100 EMA is still way below, the stop loss can't be too tight below this level. I will set the stop loss a little bit lower below this particular low, basically the starting of this bull trend. So this is where I will set my stop loss. As for the target, since this target has been achieved, I will now aim for the second target, which I already marked on my chart, which is 2200. So, from the perspective of the new setup that we are identifying, we are looking at this as a stop loss, and we are looking at an entry level of around here. And we are looking at an absolute risk of 5.4% with a risk reward ratio of 3.63, which basically makes this trade setup uh, a very good trade setup. Basically, any risk reward above 3.6, as long as the absolute risk is not too high, is a good trade setup to go forward with. So, with this, I come to the end of my analysis. I used to do stock queries before, and I will definitely start stock queries again with my Zoom meeting subscription or the Zoom meeting methodology, because that just helped us do things a little bit more systematically. So, that's what I'm going to do. Um, and I haven't had a chance, Vishal, to accept LinkedIn requests a month. I will sit down. I'll make sure that I definitely open your profile and send you a request. So thank you so much for attending this session and looking at my analysis. If you have any comments, if you have any thoughts, please share them in the comment. It would mean a lot to me, especially since I'm resuming after so long. So thank you so much. I will see you again in the next video, about which I will post in my Telegram channel, Trade with Kavita. So you can join my Telegram channel to stay in touch with me, get to know more about how I'm doing things, when I come live, what videos I post. If you're interested in trading in the stock market, equity segment, long side only, then you could be beneficial. You could be benefited from that. It will be beneficial for you. So thank you so much and take care, everybody. Bye.